Unfiltered TV, the second episode of this week. As discussed at length on the podcast on Tuesday, if you're listening to it later on in the week, this will be like an alternative Saturday morning show because there's so much dross out there, Fletch Sav being possibly the worst for it. So we're gonna go full nostalgic here. Let's not lie about it. I'm going to go full nostalgic here. We've got Rob Palmer, Conor Kelly. This is going to be one of my nostalgic football memories to start with, and it's going to be the one that you all obviously remember, which is Hamburg Fulham, the second leg in the Europa League 2010 under Hodgson.
Yeah, which we definitely didn't forget about.
Obviously.
No, it's like I've got a mark on my calendar, and it's got posts up on the wall. But like, tell us why. I mean, well, obviously you know why, but like, tell us how it felt as a Fulham fan to be in such a big competition.
Oh, it was massive. Like, absolutely massive. But it was also because we didn't do it jammy. Like, if you remember Middlesbrough's UEFA Cup run, that was so jammy. Like, it was really enjoyable, and it really got me into the UEFA Cup, but it was so jammy. We did it well. I think, we're the only English team to win in Shakhtar, in Donetsk. The only team to come through two legs against them, right? Wolfsburg, the best away display you'll ever see. But to get to the Hamburg end of things, Hamburg were hosting the final. It was 0-0 going in. Petric scores a free kick, an absolute screamer. It was ridiculous. Davies levels it, because, you know, he's great. He's just great like that. And then Zoltan scores. And it's just this, I don't know, I've cried 3 times that I can remember since I've been like an adult, right? Yeah. So it's like, you know, old enough to like, you know, I don't know, puberty, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. And I've like 3 times. So one of them is a bit personal, so I won't go there, right? But the other one was the other one was I was going into a day at Long Festival and had a half a litre of aftershock and went through every emotion possible at an extreme level. So, you know, you've got anger, tears.
So could one say that the aftershock caused an emotional earthquake?
Yes, yes. Yeah, but and this was then there was the Fulham game, but it was the most bizarre thing because I'm not really an emotional person, if you know what I mean. I'm quite kind of analytical and cold, and you know.
Yeah.
So the goal goes in, Gear kind of scuffs it in, and he's celebrating, and just comes down. It was just like this kind of. It's just like ridiculous emotion. Like it still gives me chills when I watch it on YouTube because I still do.
It's like the kind of cry that like you get in a sort of a really bad rom-com.
Yeah.
Like swelling orchestral music.
Yeah, kind of like, but it was just because I didn't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? It's kind of seemed to have burst some kind of tear duct.
What is this? What is this happening to my robotic figure that I've covered in water all of a sudden? It
was absolutely amazing. I mean, Gira celebrates, and I'd like to show you how he celebrated because it was so cool. Give me a minute. He literally just goes like this, right? And it is absolutely. The commentator turns around and says, "There's a tidal wave on the Thames. Hamburg will host the final. Fulham will play in it." And it was just this absolutely incredible. We're going to play in a final. I didn't really care about the final. I know that's mad to say. But it didn't bother me at all. It was just, we have won a semi-final in Europe.
Yeah, it's like
with Bobby Zamora.
I shed tears.
With Bobby Zamora.
I shed tears in that Europa League campaign as well because the great man Alessandro Del Piero was cruelly denied the one European trophy he never won.
Yeah.
Whose fault was that, Connor?
Fulham.
It was Dempsey. It was Dempsey.
I don't think you're saying that you didn't care about the final.
It just didn't.
Yeah. I don't think Hodgson cared about it either because he got moved to Liverpool.
Obviously, yeah. I think it was a bridge too far. It was the one step that we wouldn't be able to take. I mean, Atletico had Aguero and Forlan up front, which
it's pretty. It's all right. Like,
it'll do to be getting on with. Like, but yeah, no, it's just an incredible game, and it kind of stands out so much more now because of how bad Fulham are now.
Yeah, it's kind of
and how badly run they are, but how competent. As a club, Fulham were at that stage. I mean, I think I'm right in saying the 2009-10 was the Europa League final, but it was also the season we beat United 2-0 at home.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Which the club released a DVD of.
Not the Europa League one, just the.
Well, you could get both, but they still sell the 2-0 win.
Was that the game where Rooney got sent off for booting
and Scholes? Yeah,
and Scholes. Yeah, that was a good day.
Incredible, but then, it's massive nostalgia. Even thinking about doing this episode, it was just going back over and. I can remember all of it, and it was just
we failed. We haven't got him in tears yet.
No, we haven't.
No, I don't think it's like I said. Start playing it over. But it was just amazing, especially since we nearly went down the year before that. The year before, 2 seasons before that. Well, Laurie Sanchez did his best, and you can only do so much to relegate a club before they sack you. But no, it was just incredible.
Did Laurie know what the Europa League was?
Probably not.
No,
it wouldn't have been even a pipe dream at that stage. But
the one thing that I'm interested, like the one thing that I want to happen this season for me as a Southampton fan is us to get into Europa League and experience some of this because like seeing you talk about it, like I've not seen you talk about anything like this before. Like
it was so good.
Yeah,
I mean you got to think about it. The group was cool. It was really like Basel, Roma. That was really really cool. we were playing like John Anarise's younger brother and winning in Europe. That's incredible. Yes, he's a younger brother who
Against
plays
John
football.
Anarese as well, which was even better.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But it was just like, I can't stress that enough. It was so competent. We went away, and if we scored, that was it. You just assume. Yeah,
I've known Rob for 5 years. Is this right? Is it? Yeah, 5 years.
It is,
through college,
yeah.
And I obviously knew your passion for Fulham, but I've just experienced you being downtrodden and depressed about Fulham for the most part.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, Matt Smith's playing up front. Fuck.
Yeah.
So maybe it's no coincidence that when we first got to know each other, Fulham started declining.
Well, I mean,
I'm to blame.
Martin
Am I to blame? And Martin Yole.
But yeah, no, it was an amazing time, an amazing campaign. It's the type of thing that we'll probably only ever have once. Yeah. Realistically, that was kind of the best chance to win a trophy.
Yeah.
That was good. Maybe not like the Johnston Paint or something like that.
I hold that trophy dear.
Tune in next week. But yeah, no, it was incredible. It really was. And it's not cheap nostalgia, it's proper nostalgia.
Yeah,
it really, really meant something. And that's why I see big club fans and they're moaning that they,
But don't you care about finishing 10th in the Premier League instead of 9th?
Yes.
Just a sentence that I love from your Europa League campaign was European nights at the cottage. That's a brilliant sentence. Like, it's lovely.
And it was a good ground for it. Like,
Yeah,
it's a lovely stadium anyway, but
really
it was so cool, and
And that's what I just don't understand why West Ham were so willing to just throw that away.
Because they weren't doing it the West Ham way, Connor.
Yeah.
That mythical, beautiful West
that's
Ham
something
way.
that genuinely throws me, because obviously from my standpoint it's totally worth it and it's great, and I think Middlesbrough fans would tell you the same. That was some run as well. Massimo Macaroni looked like
A world beater.
Yeah, exactly. He scored goals, which is enough in itself, but I don't know why you'd throw it away. I think you should really give it a go. That was good for me. I hope it was good for you. Yeah. I hope it was good. There's not much in it for you, really. But I hope you like the nostalgic format as opposed to the analytical one that we do every Thursday. But we'll be looking for feedback, but maybe you'd like to pop up your own stories or comment on how small fry mine might be, might or might not be. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, and we, like I said, there's an analytical one on Thursdays, and then we bring out this one on Saturday mornings. You can follow us on Twitter at @thefinal_third, and our podcasts are available on thefinalthirdpodcast.net. That it, lads.
See you later.
Bye.